Alright, so for today's video, we're going to show you how to install the Big Wheel Kit for demonstration purposes, or if you have your skid out already, we just put the skid up on the workbench here. Makes it a little bit easier, but you can also install it in your snow machine as well. So if you don't know how to remove your skid from your snowmobile, the description below will have a link to each brand: Polaris, Lynx, Skidoo, Arctic Cat. It's super easy, but again, either method works, whether it's up on the workbench like you see here for putting the Big Wheel Kit in, or in the snowmobile. But we're going to show you how to do it both ways. And as we get started here, this is the offset axle. This is how it will be received in the skin packaging that we sell it, assembled just like so. It is pre-assembled with Loctite on the bolts, ready to roll, and we're just going to go ahead and begin the install here of the Big Wheel Kit. So you're going to start by removing the offset blocks here on each side. And the offset axle for two particular models, the 8 to 9 offset for Polaris running IceAge rails will have this additional washer here, as well as a 1/2 inch offset axle will have this washer for Arctic Cat twin rail. So just an important note there, if you receive your axle, those are the models that the washer is to be placed on. So as you take your offset blocks off, you have your spacer sleeve here on each side, and like we just mentioned, the washers as well. So for this particular application, IceAge rails going on to Polaris, we're going to use these two washers. And then you're just going to take your 9-inch wheels, put one on each side. We like to place the wheels so the laser here that says IceAge Performance on the outside. The wheels do go either way, but we just prefer that visual aspect, this facing out. But again, either orientation will work. So wheels are on. Next we're going to put, for this application, Polaris with IceAge rails, we're going to put the washer on, and that's going to go on either side. Next is going to be the spacer sleeve. Again, one on each side. And then you'll place your offset block on each side as well. And these only go on one way, so you don't need to align anything just yet. All right, so that is the orientation of the offset axle, wheels, washers for this application, spacer sleeves, and blocks. Next, we're going to go ahead and snug some things up. We'll take this 19mm and attach it on the flat of the middle of the axle as you see here, and that's just going to hold the middle part as we tighten the outside bolts here. And one other note is we're going to tighten just one side, and the reason for this is because you're going to need to clock it inside of the skid. So you're going to align the side that we tightened completely in the adjuster slot, and then we're going to leave one side just a little bit loose so it can align itself, and then we'll finish snugging this up once it's completely installed in the snowmobile. So we're going to go ahead and just get this one a little bit tighter, but not quite snug. Again, holding that middle part with the 19. And sometimes it's easier just to get it tight and then just back it off a little bit. It'll need just a touch more. And you can see it's tight, but it still spins, so you can align it within your skid. All right, and then we're just going to remove the factory axle and plastic wheels. And you won't reuse any of these parts on the factory axle or the wheels, obviously. So we can just set this aside. All right. And we're going to begin aligning our axle here, starting with the side that is tight. We're going to put that side in first. And so this is the side that we left just a little bit loose. And now we can manipulate it into position here, and you see it falls into place. So again, making sure that this bolt needs to be tightened here in just a second, but the other side is completely tight and good to go. All right, so let's see here. Again, holding that 19, and we're just going to snug this up. And this is one of the reasons why it's easier to do the big wheel install on a workbench, is you just have a little more room to work with. But we'll show you in the install when it's in the machine how to do this as well. There's a little trick to do it to give you a little more room. So this is completely installed in the adjuster slots, and then we're going to go ahead and get these bolts in here, and now it's ready to go back in the sled. Get these snugged up, and leaving these outside bolts just a little bit loose. That way we can get it in the snowmobile without struggling too much with the track, and then we'll do the track tension later on. So this is fully installed, ready to be put back in the snowmobile.